Hey guys, what's up? It's Adam from GeekRest.com and Aaron from
Hi.
Comics Shop
Shop and
in
show.
Orlando.
Good times.
Yeah, this is a weekly recap of comic book news and, you know, a lot of movie stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of movie stuff.
Which is weird
we-
because San Diego's coming up.
I was about to say, we said last week San Diego's coming up, so, you know, a lot of the companies are probably, they're teasing, but they're not saying nothing. But, you know, as far as the rumor mill goes, let's start the silly stuff there first because it's just way too silly. The Human Fly has apparently been optioned for a movie. Now,
Yes.
if you don't know who the Human Fly is, join the club.
The only reason I knew about it is because I own a comic book store.
Yeah.
And I was like, isn't that Marvel thing that lasted for a few issues?
Like 19 books in the
Yeah.
70s.
Yeah.
You know, I guess some studio they're making it's an independent movie. But the premise of the book was it's a stunt man who like it's like Kick-Ass style. He gets his bones all broken in an accident. They replace him with steel, and he's like, him and his publicist are like, hey man, we could be a superhero.
Right.
And that's the story.
Nothing flies like steel.
Now, Marvel's, yeah, right. You got such buoyancy. So, you know, Marvel's not going to really touch that as far as their studio goes, but, you know, they got the property rights for it, so they're like, we're not going to do something with it.
Yeah.
You do something with it.
That seems cool to me.
So, you know, why not? Strike while the iron's hot. Marvel indie movies. We'll see.
Why not? They have
see.
so many characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah.
What about Ant-Man?
Right?
This is, you know, clearly they're gonna. I didn't really realize it, but they've been talking to Ant-Man since like before Iron Man and the Incredible
Yeah,
Hulk
man.
were made. As far as like a
And
viable
the dude from
movie,
Shaun of the Dead was going to do it.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
You're still doing it?
No, I mentioned that before, and you told me I was
I
an
know.
idiot.
I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Uh,
He's gonna do it like Honey, I Shrunk the Kid style, right?
That'd be fun.
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be a
that sense of
comedy.
humor, that could be good. I know you're kidding, but you know,
Well, you know.
sounds good. Edgar Wright, he apparently finished filming a test reel this past month.
Right.
Which is what more and more directors seem to be doing when it comes to like big budget style. They want to get the tone of the film. Basically, he's pitching it to the studio, like, this is my vision for it. Is that okay with you?
I can already see the Triple X like porn parody. It'd be like,
Bow,
Ant-Man,
chicka, bow.
Honey, I Shrunk my dick.
Antennas?
You know, it's just like...
What?
you know they do porn parodies of all these superhero
I know.
films now.
I know they can't wait to do Ant-Man.
Right?
I have seen the Avengers one actually.
Uh-oh. That
But-
Garfield guy said he saw the spider porn and it inspired some of his...
That's right,
Yeah, I was like,
Garfield,
what?
yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's his source material. That's cool. But you know, we said San Diego's coming up, so will a test reel, something like that, be
Yeah.
teased? If it's good, I hope so.
I'll watch it.
That'd be awesome.
I'm going to San Diego.
It's the forum to do so. But the biggest Avengers movie news, Marvel Studios, is the hint that Guardians of the Galaxy
Right.
could be used in the Marvel
And
Cinematic
what was,
Universe.
Like, Latino Review.
Latino Review, yeah.
It broke the story. I just picture like Joe Quesada drunk in a bar, you know.
Dude, I've spoken to that guy. He's a cool guy.
No,
but-
he's a great guy, but Latino Review, you know, he's like all
Nah,
loose lips, you know, dancing the
he's
cha-cha
New Yorker
or whatever.
too, so you know that's the backdrop you get. But he's got reliable sources.
Absolutely.
So he's gotten good on Thanos long before the Avengers. So there's
Right.
no reason to doubt this. Kevin Feige said back in April that Guardians of the Galaxy they're looking at as far as a viable movie. You know,
And
option.
then Bleeding Cool showed that Marvel bought up all the trademarks and the domain names
All the domain
and
names,
everything.
right.
So, yeah,
So it's
that's-
probably going to happen, but how exciting would that be? Because that's like huge. That's a huge backdrop
Yes.
for people who don't know the comics. That's a hell of a world to introduce them to.
And it's all cosmic. It's all out in space where Thanos is, where
Yep.
all those aliens came from the Avengers movie, and
Okay.
that's cool. You know, you're gonna have Nova hopefully, and all those weird characters, Drax, Adam Warlock.
I mean, that's
it's gonna be pretty badass, and I like the idea that they can fight Thanos there and not hold the line, maybe fail, and Thanos is coming to Earth,
Right.
And it just be this excitement for like a whole year waiting for Avengers 2,
Right.
and that leads directly into it.
That would be
I
so
mean,
good.
that's awesome.
I mean, it seems like the way Marvel's doing it with like their second phase, they're calling it. I mean, it's cool. All the individual films, the Thor sequel, Captain America, Iron Man, like they can be bound to Earth. Like,
But
those movies can be unearthed.
having another team movie that deals with the villain that's coming to the main franchise movie is just like,
Their own
dude,
backyard.
this is genius. You
Yeah.
know, like Warner Brothers needs to take notes here.
I
you know?
want Korvac. That's
Yes.
what I want, because that's a huge saga. That can bring in Doctor Strange. Dude, I'm just.
But I mean, they're
that's
looking
exciting.
at what we have on and off the table for Marvel Studios,
Mhm.
because they have a lot of like the whole X-Men franchise off the table, Spider-Man's off the table,
Right.
whatever. But Guardian of the Galaxy, no one ever took those
No
from
one
Marvel,
does that.
and there's a lot of big craziness involving that. So
Huge.
I think it's going to be awesome. I think they're going to create like an amazing franchise,
Yeah.
which DNA, Abnett and Lanning did all the way back to 2008 in the Marvel Comics, reinventing the Guardians of the Galaxy. Going back before that to the Annihilation, where
Yeah,
they
Conquest.
rebuilt the whole that corner of the Marvel universe.
Right.
And Thanos is kind of the linchpin to that. You know, it culminated in that Thanos imperative, and
Definitely.
so, and their team basically is a bunch of cosmic badasses.
Mhm.
It's fun.
So essentially, everyone's going to be buying the trade paperback as the stuff steamrolls, because
I already
they
started
need to know what
reordering
the
it.
hell's going on.
And Rocket Raccoon, cult favorite from
that-
Marvel vs. Capcom 3, that Ultimate version.
If you can bring that guy to the big screen successfully,
Why
kudos.
not?
Kudos. Because
Let's do it.
That's crazy. But Guardians
Howard
of
the
the
Duck
Galaxy.
did really well, right? No. I love Howard the Duck.
I think
but the
Leah
movie-
Thompson
Yeah.
carried that movie in her undies.
All right.
But like, San Diego Comic-Con, look for that. If they're going to announce anything, tease anything, that's the forum. And they announced the release date for Arrow, which we've been talking about forever, and now we've seen.
Yeah, I saw it. I loved it. I thought he looked sexy. I don't even.
It looked
I like
good.
the old actor from Smallville, but this is a universe with no superpowers whatsoever. It's realistic. It's
He's
he's
dark.
doing parkour. He's
killing
snapping
dudes.
people's necks. I
Yeah.
mean, this is not like Batman Light. This is like darker.
Dude,
He's,
if Batman's identity was ever revealed, you didn't see him snapping the guy's neck because he needs to keep his secrets. This guy does.
Right.
And that's the CW. That's cool. So they're.
I
that's good,
really
man.
like the pilot, and I understand a lot of shows can have a really badass pilot and then go to shit. But
Yeah.
I really like the pilot. I'm sorry, I like that pilot. I'm backing it. I thought it was a great premise and a great start to a show, especially something on the CW.
Right. And that's going to be on October 10th that it's
Cool.
going to be released. And so we saw it way in advance.
Yeah.
That's good. We've got bragging rights for a while. A lot of things actually going on in October. There is also the Marvel Comics for breast cancer, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They're doing. I think they did something last year. I don't think that was this visible though. Variant covers, 8 different variant covers for several titles. Thor, X-Men, Captain America, a few others, but they're all pink.
Right.
Raising awareness, and they all have one page of information.
Covers for a cure.
Covers for a cure.
And-
So if you don't like variant covers,
Yeah, you're pro breast
you're
cancer.
pro breast cancer. That's
Yeah, so that's cool. I like the themed variant stuff Marvel does when it
Yeah.
pushes something.
Right.
Just random variants like this is a variant, that's a variant. It's like okay, cool, pretty cover. But when it's like, hey, these are all the zombie variants pushing Marvel Zombies,
Right.
which is also launching that month. It's like, oh, this is marketing.
Right.
And marketing can be used for causes too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awareness.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in seeing it.
it's cool. Captain America in pink. There's a lot of people out there. It's a thing. Again, that's also going to be in October. And let's say another thing in October. This is War.
Yeah.
Marvel's been throwing out these little teasers for the past 2
This
weeks.
is Sparta. Like this is
This
Marvel.
is Marvel. This is War, I
Right.
guess. And we've seen Iron Man, Captain America. You don't know what the hell's going on.
That broken Thor hammer image looked almost exactly like Shattered Heroes image from
Exactly
after
like that.
Fear itself.
And honestly, how many times can Thor's hammer be broken?
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm starting to think.
Like it's made out of sculpting
Like
or something.
move on to the super Sculpey. So they said they're going to announce that at San Diego Comic-Con. That's an event that's coming.
Oh, good thing I'm going to that.
It's a good thing I have your ear to the ground.
All right,
because
so
I'm not going to be there.
I know that Marvel is going to do something huge after A vs. X. I know this is kind of like their response finally to the New 52,
Yeah.
which is probably going to relaunch all their titles that are X-Men and Avengers related with new number ones, probably.
Right.
And I know the creative teams of everything is all shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
So, War,
Is this going to be Ultron? Like the Ultron?
That's something they've teased forever, and Bendis is involved in it, so
Right.
Ultron would be cool.
I
I
mean-
mean, they've already done Ultron connected to the Guardians of the Galaxy in one of those storylines, so I don't think it's going to be tied to Thanos, but, you know, who knows?
But I mean,
Ultron War has been teased.
They dropped some teasers in Free Comic Book Day and Point One,
Yeah.
which kind of
A while ago.
yeah, there was no talk about that. So if they're bringing something back with that, that's cool.
They need to finish that. Before Bendis leaves Avengers, he kind of needs to finish that
Yeah.
dangling subplot.
Yeah.
So, you know, it better be that. And I'm interested in seeing these creative teams all get shuffled and have, like, their juices, you know, going again, like, flowing, like, all right, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
I've loved Fraction on Iron Man, but, you know, it's like 10, 11 volumes by the time he's off of it. Let's see what he does with something else.
Right.
Let's see what someone else does with Iron Man.
Right.
So,
October.
yeah.
Big month. And another silly piece, DC Comics announced that they have now released all their digital books, not all of them, but they're starting to. They got like 100 titles on there now, on the Nook.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's the Nook.
So Barnes & Noble overreacted.
Is Barnes & Noble's digital reader. And, you know, if you may recall, several months ago, DC went to the Kindle, Amazon's Kindle device first, and Barnes & Noble was like, well, if you're not making all mediums available to us, we're not going to stock your books in shelves.
And there was pictures of them pulling all the Watchmen off the shelves and whatnot.
It was
It's like, come on, guys.
McCarthyism just burns.
It's weird.
So, you know, the love is back.
To me, digital stuff is going to be a rollout that doesn't all happen at once, you know? And, you know, so what?
They're smart,
Maybe
yeah.
Kindle was ready sooner than Nook was ready.
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
Who cares? I mean, do they want... DC is the creator of content. You know, these other guys are just the ones that distribute the content. You need the creators of content, you know? Like, if this is the information age, you need the ones that are creating the information more than the people disseminating it. So, I mean, Barnes & Noble, I'm glad they're on it. You know, that's cool. I'm glad that people that have Nooks and prefer that have access to DC stuff, but still, Barnes & Noble acted like big babies, like
Huffing and
I'm
puffing.
gonna take my ball and go home. You know, it's just weird. I don't know.
It's like my first relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But, you know, that was it. Basic rundown of what happened this past week as far as a lot of movie news. But, again, San Diego Comic-Con appears to be the big forum where these things will be confirmed or at least teased, you know,
I'll have a lot of
substantially.
stuff from San Diego Comic-Con. I know DC's going to have their fourth wave announced there, you know,
Yeah.
because we already know about the third wave.
Right.
Everything's going to be big. I heard there's going to be big books for the fourth wave replacements.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
Cool.
I mean, I heard that from Scott Snyder, so it should be a good source.
That's it.
So, anyway.
That's it. I'm done now. Thanks for tuning in. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as always. I've been having a lot of good conversations with you guys on Twitter, so that's enlightening.
Yay.
And yeah, Aaron, thanks. And
Yeah.
see you next week.
Bye-bye.